And another thing, and we touched about this last episode, but don't ask, don't tell. That was a policy that allowed members of the LGBT community to serve in the military, or as my Gen Z kids lovingly refer to them as the Alphabet Mafia. And they mean that like, you know, that is not meant as derogatory at all. It's but so however, only closeted members of the community were allowed to serve. The rule also barred military personnel from asking about sexual status or investigating status. So before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, it was illegal. If somebody suspected that you were gay, they could ask you, court-martial you, and drag you to court under the premise of possibly being gay. And for those of us who were younger when that passed, look at MASH, the show MASH. It was set in Vietnam. And there's the character, is it Klinger, I think, who wanted to go home. And so he dressed in a dress and cross-dressed through the majority of the show, hoping that someone would send him home. And unfortunately, it just did not happen. But Don't Ask, Don't Tell. On one hand, you couldn't get kicked out for someone suspecting you were gay. However, you could never openly live your truth.
Yeah.
Now, on one hand, again, you can't get court-martialed for suspicion, which was good. At the time, that was a major step forward.
But you had to live closeted.
Right. So, you know, as attitudes changed, the act was repealed in 2010.
Yeah, the attitude, it was repealed in 2010, and it had the provisions of being openly gay stripped from the U.S. military, if that makes sense.
Right.
You could serve openly now.
Right. And so the thing is, though, is that over 13,000 servicemen and women were discharged.
13,000 good men and women.
And then you also had the Brady Act.
Well, before we go to the Brady Act,
yes.
I mean, obviously, Don't Ask, Don't Tell being revoked was good for the U.S. military and good for the country as a whole.
Right.
A lot of people saw that as Barack Obama pandering to special interest groups. Do you think that this was Bill Clinton's attempt to get more people on his side with another sly, disingenuous policy, or...
He wouldn't have been able to pass anything else at the time. That was as radical and as close to wokedom as you could have gotten back then. It literally, in the political sphere. Because you have to think, before Clinton was HW, who is vice president to the conservative Reagan.
Yeah.
There's no way on Hades.
You could have jumped from
No,
one.
you could have done that too. No. So that was...
It was as good as it was going to get.
It was as good as it could have gotten at the time. Even if he would have wanted. And he may have wanted, he may not have wanted. I don't know. He probably didn't want. I mean, I hate to say that. But then again, I don't know, you know. But even if he had been willing to concede a lot of stuff, excuse me, to make that happen, it would not have passed the Congress, the House. No.
So basically, this is as good as it got.
Yeah, at that time.
Okay.